Hey everyone. Why do I do that? Whenever I start talking, I'm like... Anyway, hey everyone. Welcome back to, Let's Play Path of Exile Harbinger Lightning Enchanted Witch, or Lightning Enchanted Occultist. We're actually going to start off with a lore dump. And news for you, this is actually going to be completely fresh for me. Look at my latency up there, so I'm aware of that. I've done in the open beta. I have done these quests, but I haven't done all these dialogue choices. So let's see what's going on. Hey Tula, I want to talk to you last. You're really important. Well then, you're more short too. Okay, tell me about Lanny.
In contrast to the company she keeps, Lani has quite an astute mind. I put it down to that Oriathan education she's managed somehow to procure. Whilst quelling whatever resistance you might meet in this noble coup of yours, you'd be well advised to look to Lani for counsel. She'd make the finest of advisors, second only to myself, of course.
Valenta has, was in the Empire. She established that. And she established that doesn't mind the change of power. Anyway, Taki.
Utula might appear to conduct himself with honesty and honor, yet has all the telltale signs of a desperate man born of desperate times. As the cornered animal will bite and claw, the cornered man will lie, steal, and murder in the name of survival. It's understandable, and deadly if underestimated.
Don't take Utula at face value. That's fair. You stopped doing that a while ago.
I can't really fault Justicar Casticus, a man committed heart and soul to upholding the law. Of course, law isn't the same thing as justice, and men like Casticus lack the imagination necessary to make that distinction.
That right there was a line that is the difference between lawful good and true good, or neutral good, or chaotic good. What about High Templar Avarius?
Avarius, innocence. I'm not sure there's a great deal of difference. Around the time I heard the beast's mortal scream, the newly appointed High Templar Avarius went through something of a revelation. The manner in which he speaks and acts now would indicate that he believes without doubt that he is some earthly embodiment of God. That's faith for you. It'll reduce grown men to the madness of infancy.
Another thing that they kind of established with that, but to iterate on it, the God, whenever someone says for God of God, for the most part, especially in Rayclast, like Ymir, I think his name was, in Act 2, in the name of God, and the God that, the freaking master for Templars. Wow, it's after work, I'm tired. Yeah, that's okay. Elrion. It's weird they both have names. The god they talk about is Innocence. That is the name of the god. He is not the only god. Oh, and what's up with Piety?
I gave Piety everything. Devoted my life to her work. What did that thankless bitch do for me in return? Left me here to polish her beakers while she pursued glory in Rayclast. Oh. You killed her, did you?
Like 5 times?
Likely as not, you'd have killed me too had I been there. In that case, perhaps we both got exactly what we deserved.
Not afraid to go, oh, well, I'm still alive. Points for that. I respect that.
Piety and I have devoted ourselves to the betterment of the human condition. As for our methods, Piety had a saying that summed it up nicely. Would you consider the feelings of the stones when constructing a glorious cathedral in the name of God? Casticus supplied us with slaves, mostly Kardui, and I put them to good use. In fact, I believe their participation in my experiments elevated them from squalor to splendor. our subjects were able to give their otherwise meaningless lives to something greater than themselves. Isn't that what we all want in the end?
Hmm.
Farewell.
There is a degree of nobility to what she says, as we can see by her fickle nature and willing to ease this transition to the Karui government. She's kinda she knows who number one is and is just more than willing to put them first.
Freedom comes to those who fight.
Hi Lonnie, what do you think about this rebellion?
We'd been planning it for months, spreading the word, stealing weapons, gathering support. Utula and his followers did most of the dirty work. I just carried a few messages here and there. Should have known I'd end up like this when the real fighting started. In the darkest hour before dawn, that's when we broke our chains. And as many overseer necks as we could wrap our hands around. We took the Panopticon as the sun rose over Theopolis, and that's as far as we got. When you're up against cold steel and colder hearts, there's only so far that anger will take you.
And at some point in the middle of that, we showed up.
Few of us can say that we've devoted our lives to anything greater than ourselves. Can you?
Hell no.
I think Utula can. Since the day I met him, I've seen Utula do nothing that wasn't in the service of his people. He's a smart one. He could have escaped. He could have sailed off to Namakanui and never looked back. Yet there he stands, our herald of freedom. I might die of this wound, yet I'd be giving but a fraction of what Utula has to honor the Karui way.
Oh, okay, she's got a
Remember, we do this.
stab. Let's see if I can
Yes?
get it around so
For
it's a little more
freedom.
visible. Yeah, that's a okay.
Greetings.
That is a bandage around her waist. She's got a nick here. Ooh, that doesn't look good at all.
Freedom comes to those who fight.
And what do you think of Miss Valenta?
I'd be dead right now if not for Violenta. I just hope I live long enough to repay her. And how will I do that? By talking Utula out of his inclination to slice Violenta's throat open. As far as I'm concerned, our pasts are as broken as our chains.
See, I like Valenta. Predictable, just kind of keeps out for number one. I like Lani. Appreciates people for their actions, not for their
For freedom.
coats, we'll say. And Atula.
Yes.
Oh, by the way, your thing for the
Yes, what is
miasmators.
it? Some time ago, I fabricated a device able to sense and amplify the corrupt murmurings of Rayclast. A miasmeter. I
Okay,
listened to the
it's just that one doesn't go brown. Okay, so Atula.
Need something?
Something, slight pen, something.
Take a deep breath. Inhale the twin stink of exploitation
It's
and
a nice
oppression.
stance.
Yes, these pens and cells have been our home away from home since the first Karui were brought here by Marseus Lionai, their great hero of the Empire. One of the best slavers they ever had. Not that he was the only one. Captain Sigmund Fairgraves funded many an expedition off the whipped backs of Karui children. High Templar Dominus was only the latest in a long line of men to grow rich by trading in misery. Oriathan wealth was built on Karui poverty. Oriathan gold will forever be stained red by Karui blood.
Marseus and I, we never met ourselves. He has been long since permanently dead before we got here. He was defeated by Calm way back when, by Calm. Kind of funny word. We killed Fairgraves twice. Once indirectly, after he was already dead. And we killed Dominus. So apparently we've been doing a lot to help the Karui people. What do you think about Lani here?
Lani's a pretty tough girl. for a half.
Oh, she's half-blood.
Her mother was Karu, but her father, a lord with a nose for island flowers. Despite that Oriathan stain in her blood, Lani risked her life time and time again, slipping us the information that she bore between the lords and ladies of Theopolis. Honestly, couldn't have put the pieces of this uprising together without her. And she's a fighter. Struck down 2 overseers before a third managed to put that scratch on her. Don't worry, it won't slow her down for long. Not Lani.
Very optimistic, aren't you? Oh, okay. Lani has established Utula doesn't like Valenta because she's Oriathan. And if you haven't noticed, Utula doesn't like Oriathans at all. He is definitely racist. That being said, he could build up some respect for Lani, but...
If it weren't for Lani, I'd have cut that bitch's throat the moment I met her. But Valenta seems to know her medicine, so she gets to live. Until Lani is better. Then Valenta will answer for her crimes against us.
He views her as an unfortunate necessity. What do you think of here?
Overseer's Tower, this place is called. And do you know the worst thing about the men who stood here, watching us, cursing us, descending to whip and kick us like curs? They were slaves, like us, willing to turn on their brethren for a bigger cage and a few extra rations.
Indentured
I
slaves?
can't quite put into words what a pleasure it was to take this tower, to rip the greedy eyes from those traitors. Did they see it coming? I hope so.
Okay, this is where things are gonna get a little heavy. What do we know of Kitapa? That's actually... that's some good Ghostfire. I like that Ghostfire. So Kitapa, the cannibal god.
Well, I know his other names. The Black Spirit,
Grab this one.
the Cannibal King, the Ravenous One. He was all of those things before Tsukuhama slashed out his eyes, before Valakor drowned him in the sea, before Hinekora whipped him and condemned him to immortal darkness. Kitava has learned from the suffering inflicted upon him, learned what cruelty is from his own flesh and blood, learned what it means to be a slave. Now he hungers for freedom, not merely for himself, for all of us who have suffered under whip and shackle. Kitava is the tormented one, destined to rise up from the darkness and banish cruelty from this world, and we, his children, rise with him.
That... What it means by tabs. It's mirrored. Ooh. Oh. Oh yeah, no, yeah, tab is... Oh, tabs, tabula rasa. Yeah, tab is Silver Rose, occult is Chevron. Chevrons, things which are chaos damage affects your energy shield, I think is the main thing on that. So he does not... So he actually worships Kitaba, the false god that Calm seeks to cleanse a great class of corruption of, and that... whose, air quotes, realms are owned by the pits of... that we rescue the spirits from. Rutula is the first person to speak of him positively. What of innocence?
Old Red Eyes. He's been quiet for a long time, just like Kitava and Tsukuhama, all of the old gods. Now Innocence has woken up, and with him, power like I've never seen the Templar wield before. It's alright though. We slaves, we've got our own god looking out for us now. I can see him in the eyes of my brothers and sisters, smell him in the blood we've spilled, hear his call in the screams of the fallen. I don't rightly know where the gods have been or what's brought them crawling back, nor do I really care? All I need to know, my friend, is that we're not alone anymore.
The gods are back. An interesting suggestion. The first we've heard of it, it's kind of been hinted at here and there for this section where people have been... High Templar of Various speaks as a man possessed by the zealotry, thinking he is an icon of the gods incarnate. Tula's talking of Katava and innocence. There's a theme here, and I don't like how this transition was handled in the story. Because, you know, with the old story of Rayclast, in Ash 4, we killed the beast, the source of all Rayclast problems, more or less. Kind of long, winding path that's splitting and diverging and splitting and diverging and rewinding and splitting and diverging. It's like it all was a web tangled around the beast. We killed the beast. Web collapses. It might take some time, but web should start collapsing. But now they put a big focus on these gods, which existed, which were mentioned, but they were a lore thing, and they're about to take a more active turn in the story. And I think the transition to that active turn is a little janky. I was hoping some of these dialogues would smooth out a little bit with like a "have you noticed?" or like her going, "I've seen something, I felt something," maybe. Maybe when I get her the miasmeter. Hey, Tula, what do you think of the Templar Court?
There's two parts to the Templar. The grim face and the spotty ass. Out front, you've got the Templar courts. Usually the last place our Hatungos see if they're stupid enough to preach their craft within a Templar's hearing. Oriath's woodmongers must do a roaring trade with that place. When the wind blows right, you can even smell the aroma of barbecued blasphemer from here. The arse end, that's the Chamber of Innocence. It's where the real earnest believing gets done. Where the young Templar go to pay their respects to God Almighty and get the good sense baptized out of their heads. I've not seen the inside of the chamber myself, but you can feel it from over a block away. Like there's an eye in your gut, peering through your insides, looking for even the tiniest stain of sin. I tell you, sane people go in one end of that place, Ash and apostles come out the other. Watch yourself in there.
And High Templar of Various?
With Dominus away in Rayclast, someone had to keep the wheels of oppression turning. Avarius was only too happy to take the job. It had plenty of practice already, of course. It was Avarius who led some of the largest and most crippling raids upon the Ngāmakanui and the Ngākura Makoi. It was on his orders that men, women and children were shackled and shipped like cattle to Theopolis. And it was Avarius who spent 5,000 Karui lives building his Templar courts and his Chamber of Innocence. Who had wives and daughters scrub their husbands' and fathers' blood from the stones so as to preserve their purity. When you meet Avarius, feel free to exact a little extra vengeance in the name of Karui's suffering.
I would if I gave two shits about you people.
Tava's with you.
No. No.
Tawana.
No Kitava. Well, time to go solve the world's problems. And by that I mean shoot lightning bolts at people until they fall down and no longer are bad. So yeah, it's a wow, 20 minutes of just lore dialogue. There's a lot of talking. As I said, this is a very big shift in the game's tone and setting. I think was handled poorly. I had a super crit minion. Oh, wait, Slave Catcher. Oh, cast one channel, then cast one damage taken. Holy latency. Latency, why? picked up that second I didn't want. Go away. Okay, and he didn't mention it, and I pointed it out last episode, but these crosses, they serve as the religious symbol for Kitana. I'm so bad at names. Atulu mentioned some of the lore for Kitaba, some actual lore for what happened to Kitaba and who Kitaba is. And he mentioned his sight being struck out. And Kitaba's definitely one of his most identifying features. If we ever see any proper imagery of him, is where his eyes would be. You know, kind of like where the bridge of his nose is the center of an X, a massive X that dominates his face. It's actually like molds out to form horns from his face, and the center of it is like right where the bridge of his nose is. And he's got no eyes. So this X represents sort of that cross that is Kitaba. Also, if you pay attention... Oh, hello down there. You're adorable. I love that things like this exist in the zone. How's that design philosophy treating you guys down there? But the layout of this place, this is actually the second floor of the slave pits proper. We'll get to the establishing point of that later. You have to pass it to leave. A rock breaker. I'm not far enough along that I want to hoard those yet, though. I know why the game is marking that, and I don't care. Scrolls. Delicious scrolls. Dudes? Dudes! Latency. Computer, figure out what you're doing. No, seriously. Internet, what are you doing? Nothing is happening besides me. Take care of those guys. Let's see what's in here. Well, there's a box. What? Is that a basic simple robe? Fine, I'm coming this way. Damn. I kinda like this place. This place is laid out neatly. Like, I like how it connects with itself. Looks who's hexproof. More lightning whooping. Is that a friendly? No, it's a slave driver. I don't think we see any more friendlies in the zone. Out of my way. Hello. Hello. Ooh. I'll go ahead and grab that. Had to think about it, so I'll grab it. Ah. Heidi's lap. I saw the curtains and I wanted to look at them, I'm sorry. This looks like the pieces of a resonator. And these look like some of Chevron's pieces. You see them from bits. Huh. That's another overseer. He's got the flail and whip. Neat. It's a broken bar from up there. And Randall's weapon. Oh, Asviter. We shall peer at these cosmic wonderments as they wake and writhe within that deep and nameless dark. Valenta, my ass-mitter, a thesis. We'll take it back to her in a second. We're gonna head and push forward until we find another waypoint, and then we'll go back and talk to her. That should take us past just a Carcasticus, so we should pick up his eyes. Ooh man, those magic guys hurt. Forgot I had the super movement speed boosts. Super movement speed boosting boots. Let's try to get my words out in an actual sentence. What's in the box? What's in the box? There was literally nothing in it. I am so sad. It's another overseer. Huh. Well, that's an easy possession. That then deleted me. And dropped a Chaos Orb. Make sure you're well. Grab these, and off we go. They'll be there. I want to see what's up this way. Truth extractors. Dead people. Well, wasn't that exciting? Still don't care about that rock breaker. Can't make me game. Oh, this is that's a full-on barricade. That's kind of cool. Okay, hole. There's a hole. I'm not allowed to teleport through it otherwise. Those guys are still down there, just kind of hanging out, playing Nintendo. Actually, to the guy who so rudely just deleted me. You know, it's just gonna have a trend here. It's either they kill me instantly, or go away. Yeah, or it's an actual fight. There is almost no in between. Or either I kill them instantly, or they kill me instantly. Not given 2 seconds to fight or react, it's just delete. Not sure how I feel about that, but the game's still fun. Dagger Axe. Excuse you. I'm admiring the artwork. Compound bow. Hello down there. Hello up here. I thought that guy jumped down. Hey. Nothing went out up here, just some dead Karwi and overseers. Hello. Oh. Did not like that quick hexproof. That was not fun. I went this way because Soul Call the Righteous is here. Oh, he's an overseer. He whipping it good. That's cool. Hello. Hello. Goodbye. That's a pretty little purple wave that shot through them. Oh, scroll. No. Box. People. Dead people. Curse pop. Curse pop. Too late. Stage 1. No. Want it. Oh man, it is so nice having faster lightning warp. Are they hurting themselves or is that... Hey! Stop that up there. Look at lightning again. He's up here providing some artillery support. Yay, more hexproof, my favorite. Not like that's the theme of this build or anything. It's me. Pardon. Don't rave me. Or reeve. That's what that attack's called. It's reeve, not rave. I'm just gonna keep shooting that until you stop moving. Have a nice day. Hello, door. Hello, slave driver. Oh, okay. That's what the enforcer model is. Decent boots. Is that the block quiver? It's not bad. Which cyclone build? Well, that was a good door. Hello. Goodbye. That was fun. I don't know what was going on over there. It was just kind of a flurry of detonations, but it was fun. Hollowed flasks. Nothing. Empty cells. Box. Completely empty. Oh. Empty chests make me so sad. I prefer fighting a mimic. Those are at least worth EXP. So I don't think they're in this game. Just gonna point that out real quick. And move on to progress. Apples. Okay. Wait. I got like some squash, some peaches? Peaches or red apples? It's kind of hard to tell. Some dude who apparently died at the booze. Dragged over there. Man, 2 for 1. Good trade. That's just sad. Does he just have a number? Does that just say like 21 on his chest? Oh. Ah, not cool. Oh, the progress is actually up there. Whee! Oh, here's a feasting hall. Hello. Wanna bonk? All right, I don't have bonk crunch slated right now. You guys won't stop that. Stop bleeding me. Damn it. Goodbye, charges. That's what that is, by the way. You hear sometimes that ticking or pinging. That's those are charges going away. I never established that. We've heard it a few times. Huh. There sure is some down there. Oh, that... Is it just me or does that look familiar? It's almost like... This is where we came in. Oh. This is the guy who waved to us, by the way. Just a card, Cassius. No, I don't know what these are, but they're all dead. By the way, that is a really serious Reeves gun. I think that's Val Reeve, actually. So many Raging Spirit variants. Yeah. What, the 3 dragons? Oh, that's pretty. Can I hide the slots? No? Okay. Oh. Oh yeah, this is the one who turned that, like, turns your damage types, and it grants a lot of elemental resistances. This is really cool. This is something I want to try to make a build with. And, yeah. So on top of this was the guy who was up here and signaled to us. I recognize the big heraldry. There's where we came in. I feel kind of bad for killing our host, but he was a dick and tried to kill us. Did I pick up his Eyes of Zeal? Yeah. And as for our exits, excuse me fellas, I have places to be. We shouldn't be too far from it. Nope, not here. Oh, come on. Where are you at? There's some fun up there. Hello. Goodbye. Hello. Goodbye. Hello? Why are you guys just hanging out in this barracks? Like, if I did not open that door, they could not have reached me. They would have left me be. Feel kind of like a dick. And there's two cots. There's a train. Were you guys just hiding? And hoping that you wouldn't be found so you could Oh. Ooh. Hey. Right. Not bad. That's what this glow is. Well. What does it do? Has 31% more items. Items are identified. Contains 2 additional rare items. There's a rogue exile. And it explodes! Oh, by the way, I have a passive point. Let's see. Yeah, did my connection here. Needed to get rid of that. I've done that loop. Might come down here and connect through here. And clear out this, and this. That'll give me 4 more points to spend on practical stuff. I will not be getting Zealot's Oath. I like my life regen applying to life. Ah! Hi, Aurea. Again. Bye, Aurea. Lengths. So close. That's an amulet. I'll take that. I would take those, but no. Evasion boots. The dragon suit. That should be mine by default, by technicality. 60%. That's only 21%. But Vol's Protector. It's so good. It's unique. That clearly means it's like best in slot, right? So I was just curious what this had. Entropy class. I've had a couple entropy class. Nothing I can use, but I'm not unhappy for picking it up. 35 to strength heavy belt. Considering how bad that one is. Hey, flash recovery rate.
I need more mana.
Whenever you're ready, mana. That's the problem of this being percentage based. Soon I'll be fixing that. Give me some refunds. Are we leaving? Yes. This is leaving. It's not a very good airlock, by the way. I do appreciate the airlock, though. But before we go, ooh, that was a good shoulder pop. That felt nice. This place is not insignificantly large, but we got cookies waiting for us. So we're gonna go get cookies. Hey, Valenta.
I simply can't express how wondrous it is to see you. What? No, not you, Exile. The miasmeter. The hope of humanity lies in this beautiful device and the precious knowledge it shall divulge. Far more useful than an accidental hulk of meat and instinct like yourself. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised to discover that your slaying of the beast correlates directly to the strife we must currently suffer. At least you've proved useful enough to return the miasmeter to me. That deserves some small reward, I suppose.
Slap. Give me that book of skill.
Tootles.
Ah, tasty passives. Yeah, and now that I talked myself, about grabbing this to negate a lot of this, I realize that's a really good point. So we're gonna start building that way. If I get a refund, boop, boop, and then I can start just clearing out this line. And I might get rid of this 8% too, because that's not a lot. 10%, also not a lot, but like that could be progress to more significant nodes instead of being little cookies I'm adding to myself constantly. That also helps mitigate my extreme strength requirement. Probably not to the point that I can say... What's this? 31... Where's the... Okay, nothing explodes. And... Okay, that still explodes from lack of dex. Okay. Nope, put it back, put it back. Sorry. You have armor. And if I put that on, it explodes. Yeah, okay. So it's a matter of life regenerating, maximum mana, and a bit of fire resistance versus a bit of maximum mana. In that regard, I do still prefer that. Oh, there is this one. Okay, that one doesn't explode. That's nice. I would have to look at my defense to know if... Cold resistance, fine. Lightning resistance, kind of low. Skipping resistance, that doesn't. Right. Playing the gear game. That's fire resist. That's all an additional cold. Okay, that's enough. We'll hold on to that. Hey, I bought all these things. I might as well try to get some use out of them. I'm gonna hold on to that. Explodes. Okay, so we're... That is how tightly we are hugging that threshold. That needs 96 strength. I have 97. I have 96 dexterity. This is how close we're hugging these thresholds. That gave me some resistances. I'm cold capped again. It's pretty nice. Right, I need to sell things. Oh, and hey Lonnie, cookies?
Thank you. By killing Casticus, you've given us a fighting chance. And about his eyes, I'm sorry you had to do that. Yet although Utula's solution might seem brutal, I've seen Karui men blinded with a hot poker, simply for looking a fraction too long at an Oriathan lady. Yes, this is war. And just a little revenge, too. Take something. A token of our thanks.
Oh boy. A wax that just gives you onslaught for 5 seconds. Neat. Um, as tempted as I am by the hollowed mana, I haven't done anything with my Quicksilver. Surprise me. Please. More charges. I'll take it.
Remember, we do this for freedom.
In the bag it goes. And another Chaos Resist flag. This one's slightly better. But hey, Chaos Resist bags.
Freedom comes to those who fight. For freedom.
Yay, money. Boop, 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 boop. Filling that back up.
Hello.
You don't have anything new to say. You don't have anything new to say. Oh, yeah, I killed Justicar Casticus.
So you made Justicar Casticus see the light, did you? Couldn't have happened to a nicer fella. Yet now I've an even more charming chap for you to make the acquaintance of. He's over at the Chamber of Innocence, beyond the Templar Court, and I bet he's just dying to meet you. It's High Templar Avarius I'm talking about. Although he's so filled to the eyeballs with innocence that it's hard to tell where the man ends and the god begins these days. Well, that's good news for us. Kill the man, and you kill the god. And what are the Templar without their god? Lambs in a slaughterhouse.
I think there's a step in this process you don't quite understand completely. Just call it a hunch. These those are samite slippers, not satin. Lobster. The fun name. Oh, and a stalk. Petrified Club. Well, we've got these rather lewd-looking eyes. Anywho. Where were we? Oh yeah. The death to purity. These guys will sacrifice the Templar Courts, find Templar, what? And kill him. After we kill High Templar Avarius, break time. And, he's a doozy. Lightning Elemental. Oh, the Karui are still on our side, at least. I feel sorry for the citizens. They are undeserving of our wrath. But if you pay attention, you'll actually notice the Templars will also kill them. I need to calm myself, sir. Oh. I don't know why. Go away. Go away. Go away before you kill me. Go away before you kill me. Frickin' Templars.
I need more mana.
The Templar proper are a tough lot to crack. Well, I hope I didn't get over 70. Okay. So yeah, the only thing I'm probably gonna have to level down, in fact I'm gonna do this, not right now, because I'm using those resistances. I need to really get rid of that fantasy on decks. There's a net here. Oh, I'm sorry. I do not condone killing innocents. these Templars at heart. I do not like dealing with Templar. So, welcome to what I consider to be the last major difficulty spike of the game. Go ahead and answer that question. I was trying to see if I could get them to fight the civvy. I don't think they did. Man, they just tear right through my energy shield. I haven't been paying attention. I can't see if my sparks have been going out. That's still set up to be not broken, right? Go away. Damage taken is still working for Spark because they're both not. Okay. Oh, there they go. I saw those ones. Yeah, just keep coming, guys. You'll get me eventually. Yeah, good job. You are all heroes to Oriath. Each and every single one of you. And that would be a fun Val detonate it. No, you're civvies. Curse you, Oriathan civilians looking like Oriathan warriors. Watching that go through was beautiful. Ooh, that was worth it. That gave me a fuse. I need a new golem. He's dying. Hey, Civvy. Oh, I know where we are. Okay. This little zone will be prominent later. Save. Oh, can store 3 uses. Neat. You guys are just insufferable. Go away. Chomps. We're actually getting to the point that it kind of feels like my aura is restoring a significant amount of health. She might have to level down poachers at least. Those stalkers suck. I do not like them in the slightest. That was fun though. That was a good fight. Faster, Golem! Faster! Alright. It's good, it's good. Kicking butt. I feel like the zones in this expansion are way too big. Zealot boots! Go and grab that. It's a nice bit of healing. Alright, we're getting there. Nice to see those guys just die. Oh, I know what was bugging me about this before. They got the... Just... Not more satin slippers, but I'm looking for samite. Gloves. Completely irrelevant to my interest. Never mind. Shish. Go away. It'd be a really good staff if, you know, I didn't need my green. I actually don't, well, no, I still need my green. That pierce is still really important for what that spell does. Stop. Stop. Stop being assassins and using skills very effectively. Camera. Go away. You two. You're not invited to this party. Go home. Okay. Okay, so if I zoom in, my camera doesn't change. It's only for when I'm at a, we'll call it a reasonable zoom level. Oh, and boop. No, no big flashy animation, just needed them to open the door. Yee. Okay. No. Haku, what the hell? Why are you here? I have no idea what that is. Nope. Don't care about the rock burger. Ah, Templars. Thank you for chaos detonating. That was very convenient. Because part of the problem with this build is focusing intently. I'm not dying. I'm not dead. Yay. That is, just kind of what it sounds like. It makes, there's actually a really fun build concept with it where people do make a cull skill to use with that. And I'll take that. Have it and it'd be something like lightning ball lightning, where it hits very often very lightly, and then put item rarity on it, and have that as a means of just instantly killing dudes, and then the item rarity procs, so you're getting better loot. It's kind of a neat build idea. It's something I could do very easily with this, but I'm not going to. There's Haku. Tell me you don't wanna, warrior. Tell me you don't wanna.
Warrior?
Tell me you don't wanna, indeed.
The ancestors favor us, my ally. They have gifted a vision of another warrior soul, a lost spirit in need of our aid. It is time to bring another of our warriors home.
Sure. I didn't see if this was timed or not. By the way, I kinda like that loading screen. It's the master's loading screen. Mentors. Oh, 43 zone. That is not insubstantial. Getting some good value out of my mana defense. Bad doggies. Bad doggies. Never mind, good doggies. Bring me more balls, boys. Bring me more. I'ma step on your fingers, cause you don't really exist. This place is a wacky You made dogs happen. You jerks. Nope. You go away too. Stop making my golem feel bad. Next level 4400. There it is. Okay. So that'll still work for cast when damage taken. Another alchemy. Thank you. Good kind. Really. So the carry spirits are there. But before I do that. Oh, you cannot make rare. Incredibly raises undead and summon skeletons. Nothing too exciting there. And he has no undead, so. That's nice. Ready for shit to get done. I'm gonna guess it's gonna start raising dudes as I run by. By the way, those dudes don't give experience and they don't drop loot, so if it does, I'm bolting. Oh, the place is getting chased by icicle storms. Or no, it just has random icicle storms. This is an easy one to handle. You just don't get hit. This is a spell I've been thinking about having some fun with the build with, too. By making a cast with channel for it, because I think it has a pretty long cast bar by default. I had a lot of fun with Castwell Channel Firestorm on the Templar build. Excuse me. Excuse me. I mean. By the way, you cannot warp while you're holding a Karawi spirit. You will drop it.
As you honor the ancestors, you honor yourself. Kalm came to this land seeking to plant the seed of the Karui way in fresh and fertile soils.
Kalm came to Orioth?
His kingdom withered and died many years ago. Perhaps it is time that a new kingdom was sown in its stead.
Like Orioth?
Meet me in town, warrior. We have new horizons to discuss.
We're in a city, Haku. Unless you mean, do you want to go back to Overseer's Outlook? Or, no? Okay. Now, the first master you get to level 3 is actually really important. Doesn't matter which master. No, it's very important to get to one. But the fact that I have a master at level 3 is really good for me. I'll be showing off why. Join the tunes, hold on. I like chanting in my songs, I'm sorry. The specific boons are... We'll touch on them next time. We'll call it the pre-lore dump that I like to do for a session. Someone trying to sell weird shards. They're adorable. That needs to stop. Thank you. Rude. So rude. Dude, there's a... That looks familiar. Don't know why. Totally nothing significant about this courtroom. I want to call it a courtroom, I'm not sure if it's a courtroom. so what they're talking about with mirrors, there is an item in the game called the Mirror of Atzmiri, and what it does, we saw an item affected by it, but it takes an item, and it copies it exactly. Value for value, slot for slot, link for link, upgrades, name, passives, everything. Makes an exact copy of an item. That's pretty cool. There's a lot of value in that, especially with rare rolls being a thing. An item that has been made with the Net Series Mirror will have the mirror trait on it, and its image, like its little picture, will actually be reversed. Which I think is a very nice little touch. Otherwise, it's kind of unremarkable, because it's just give me another one. But if you get something really nice, like an insanely well-rolled, like 6-link top, say, it just has really good stats, and you know someone else is gonna want it. There you go. Stop, 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 stop. Okay. Oh, you know that whole delete thing? You're gonna see it again. Work, work. Okay, that one's behind on the trend, so it can get points. Boop. Templar of various. Crit ring. No, wait, energy shield ring. Energy shield ring. The Chamber of Innocence. Okay, so before we look through the Chamber of Innocence for this guy, I want to go back to town and make doubly sure no one has anything to say. For no reason, because, you know, totally the last time I wanted to make sure no one talked, nothing significant. Enjoying the art. The visuals in this game are very, very nicely done, I find. Latency? Latency, why? Right. Back to town. Or can you? No, those are the better. Never mind. I must shut up now. Hang my head between my legs and...
Talakura, savior.
You, be magical. Yo. Yo, yo, yo. I really like that. So I want to put that one in the emergency slot button, because that one will recharge as ideal critical strikes. Ideal crits, they exist. They happen, not uncommonly. By the way, take my money. By take my money, I mean take my junk. Give me money. I'm going to put my money in my box. Thank you for contributing to the box as well. So many ops, that's so good. Yeah, another chance. I was missing one of those for a while. Not entirely sure what this is. It's an, okay, so this is an orb of annulment. Whatever that does. Let's see. Shell, Sunder, Blue, Boop, and Flask. Oh, what the hell? Bad stream. Making me talk to myself. Sort of crazy. Holy crap, I'm about to level up. Holy crap. What the shit? Well, this'll... Okay, I have a way of stemming the crisis that I would otherwise cause. It would be temp. I've done it before. Do it again. It'll be just as temp. Okay, so where are we going? What are we trying to do? Well, oh, that looks fun. Oh, this door's closed. But those are stairs. That totally isn't an exit. Oh, and I didn't talk to what's her name about the freaking place. Let's go to talk to what's her name about the freaking place. Lena? Lani.
When I was a courier for my father's house, I'd cross Cathedral Square 100 times in a day. On the fairest days, that square would be filled to bursting with Oriath's highborn, come to bask in the sun and each other's glowing nobility. It was a pretty sight, depending on where you stood.
Lonnie is in a favorable position, as Atulu said. She...
For freedom.
You know, she's half Oriathan. So she's been made aware of both sides of the coin. She has seen the cruelty of Oriathans at their worst, but also got to enjoy the pleasantries of being amongst them. As a... not necessarily as an equal, but as a... Okay, we're gonna take this 30 dexterity again. We're gonna take out survival instincts, because it'll be going away soon. And if it doesn't, I don't want to be relying on it for maintaining my stuff. Oh, but that was all the things. Oh, Stormburst itself. Let's bring up my thing. Stormburst itself. It deals slightly more base damage, I'm sure. Nothing too fancy. Ball lightning. Deals more damage. Blasphemy is, as ever, does the one thing it does. Increased area of effect of slotted curse skills. Spell Echo for my lightning golem. Viridus. Yay. Means he needs to cast even faster and negates slightly more of the damage penalty. And the lightning golem himself is slightly more better. He hit the point where he's granting me 7 increased attack and cast speed instead of 6. Good for you. Time to carve a path for frickin' jerkwads who don't know their place. Oh my gosh, I just remembered that tanked my resistances. Not bad. See, so the significance of this having flash charge when I deal a critical strike is creative little shit. Means that this will... Oh, it's like magma ball. What's going... What is that fireball thing? It's magma orb. Okay. That makes more sense if you know what magma orb is. But like all their skills are like reskin versions of normal things. Hey. 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 Wow, there was a lot of dudes in that pile. That was like 10% of the level on its own. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. They're 20 notches, so each set of notches is 5%. I'm already... That was 10%. The village gathered to watch Sin become ash, and breathe deeply of the smoke that poured from his screaming mouth. Sin filled their lungs, their minds, and their hearts. Notice that was the second time we've seen Sin capitalize. I pointed it out the first time was Ikulu mentioned Sin. That's neat. Oh, back to what we were doing. That was adorable to see him just shoot. Holy crap, the experience I'm getting here is really good. It's a lot better than I thought. Hello. Goodbye. Bye. Ow. Please stop with your storm call. You know, like, these guys all use, like, enhanced variants of actual skills. Enhanced and reskinned. Some of the enhanced and reskins are really cool. Some are less so. Stop that. I don't have any auras up. I fixed it. I have auras up again. I wonder how much mileage I'm actually getting out of freaking sparks. Oh, there's two up here. One for this one, and there's one for what's this one? Innocent lived with an honest and pure heart, never straying from his mother's word. Sin filled his heart with lies and indulgence, and deafened his ears to his mother's pleas. On that day, two were born of their mothers. I'm reading this backwards, that's so weird. Since eyes bring red, Sin with eyes of clearest blue. Holy crap. Please refrain from beating my face in. Thank you. It's a really high level coat. Ain't 5 links though, it's only 4. If I get 4, I might drop everything and try to do something with it, but 5 words are hard. Whew. The screen shaking from crits makes it kind of hard to keep track of everything. And since I could not keep a promise made in fear, he bore witness to the mother of 2, and it was decided between mother and son that sin was beyond rule and redemption, that only purification could cleanse his burgeoning corruption. Urgh. I'm sin, I'm evil. I'm innocent, I have big angry red eyes. I'm your mother, I have an axe looking symbol thingy. As this tiny sin rose to its many feet, Innocence knew that the village was lost. With an anguished cry, he committed it to flame. His town in Titan burned, the sky turned dark with the ash of sin. There amongst the raging ruins of his home, Innocence swore an oath, no matter where the ashes of sin fell, his purifying flames would rise to meet them. I think that's a picture of the Sin Titan. Innocence. Sin's claw grasping at the sigil. Said when we get a depiction of Kitava, this isn't complete, but this is what his brand is and why it's the Red X. Waves crash upon the shores of Orath, waves of hunger, waves of desire. The ravenous gone and his starving multiple, rising with the tide, flooding our streets with death and depravity, until Innocence cried out, "No more!" Bathing our city in fire, scorching the way to ash and bone, the ravenous god fled into the embrace of our glorious savior. Driven down he was, and so on beyond into damnation by will of light, represented triumph of innocence by hand of High Templar Avarius. Wow, that scrolls really fast. Hello, I am here with this Witches School of History and Cultural Appreciation. And I wanted to say that we really like your art and interpretation of innocence and Kitava, and holy crap, those guys are kicking my butt. And that we think you're doing a very good job of keeping an accurate record of history and innocence. And we thank you for what you do. Innocent George then take root in the bodies of men and women and children. He witnessed them turn on each other, first with words, then with fists. Friends and kin embraced in mortal struggles, their skin weaving with the skin, flesh bonding with flesh, bone entwining with bone, until the village had become one writhing giant, forged of strife and hatred. Golem. Oh boy. Chance to avoid cold damage when hit. I'll grab it. I like pretty glass vials. Hey. You up there? You over there? Stop this malarkey right this instant. You get your hexproof out of here. Ow, ow.
I need more mana.
So many hexproof jerks. I just get tired of them existing. Ew, stop with the Burning Man impression. So that's Innocence and their mother. When the mother of the two broke bread, she allowed Innocence to eat his fill as reward for his virtuous nature. Sin was cast to scraps to remind him of his worthless ways. That's kind of fucked up. So holy hell, how much clergy is in this damn building? I like that little mace tap he did. I didn't even notice that that was a strong box. I just saw a clickable and I clicked it. Whew. Make a friend. I don't mean so you can turn around and kill him. Go away. This place is huge. I want off that freaking lightning marker. There we go. You pay attention to that. And we'll punish you for standing in the stupid. Good job, Elemental. An initial conflict between sin and innocence. Yet the punishment only served to feed Sin's lust. For his brother's eyes, Sin stole a fish from the market and lied to the watchman who caught him. Sin then beat his brother until a promise of silence was extracted. Something. Didn't he like just link that? So, oh yeah, okay. Just got one to sell. That is indeed what he did. So I saw Dex strength, reduced intelligence. Ah. Ow. Stop. 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 Are there any more fun exhibits for the Witch Academy historical section to come appreciate? Go away. You just go away. I don't think so, because this is the south side of the building. I can't load that up. I don't have the strength for it. And I don't want to. Well, you notice, we're not too far from where we started. I play dangerous games with my life, and they only kind of pay off. I need a quick heal. I need some. Out of manas. Ow. No. Yay. game kind of wants me to pick that up. Ah, that's the Jasper axe, okay. It's calling. Guys, go away. I think they all died from sparks. Good job, Sparks. I don't need that. I will grab that though. I'm not leveling that up because I don't want to get like the over 100 requirement mark for my equipment. Don't mind me making a new golem. Why did I drop a portal? This is a zoned boss fight at the Sanctum of Innocence. I will go away. You might come over here. There's Leader. Yeah. This is probably one of the largest walls in the game. There will be a lot of people. I said you've probably seen the name of Arius in chat. I wasn't too worried about him when I started this character. I knew he'd be bad. He's going to kill me. Or maybe not him, but you'll see. He's a hard fight. When I was this build was starting to struggle, I was worried about Malachi, not Azaro. I didn't think that Azaro would be that tough, but I wasn't worried about Azaro. I was pleasantly surprised by my ability to handle him. In the end, but, I was expecting Malachi and the Black Core to be really bad, and I knew this fight is going to be really bad. This is probably the last major... I don't want to call it a hill, it's just a sheer cliffside of a difficulty curve. It's not a tall cliff though. It's a good jump. And once you get up there, it slopes back down a little bit, kind of evens out before it starts climbing again at a much more reasonable rate. Just gotta hop up that ledge. So let's go meet the ledge. Neat picture.
The world must be cleansed of impurity.
Hi, Avarius. That. He's got some fun to it, but ow. Ow. Holy crap. No. No. I'm good. No. By the way, you can't kill that. No! Ah. We made another friend. See, there's a trick here though. You can start using these golems to line of sight his nonsense. No. What are you doing? Oh, we're doing a minion phase. Okay. We can do a minion phase. I'm okay with a minion phase. I need a new golem. There he is. Where did you go? No. Hi, Stompy. Come here. Unless he's falling. Nope. Don't mind the Toho that is on screen. More Toho. More Toho. I wanna go step behind the statue while Toho happens. Ow? Question mark? Ow. Come back here. No, no laser. Are you going to do Toho? Yep. No, wait, no, that's not Toho. Or Neil? Okay, then. Innocence God Emperor of Eternity. It's not kidding. In the slightest. That's Red Eyes. That is a god. No! Nope, nope, nope. Dodge the Toho. I need that one. Whew. No, no, no. Get close enough that you can actually no. It's gonna be... If you haven't noticed, this fight is busy as hell. He is really hard and actually requires you to, well, play Toho. Play your bullet hells. Yep, that one's gonna kill me. Okay. Okay, letting the golem hit me is actually not that bad. Nope. Do 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 do. Oh, one thing you can do, which I forgot to back. No. I need my golems. See, you can line of sight him with the golems, and I need to remember that. Ow. I got... Well, the good news is my golem is largely immune to whatever kind of damage that does. Okay, my pattern is kind of out of whack. See, I knew this would be a tough fight, though. I know we have ands or buts about it. A lot of people struggled with this fight, and while I had some real good play there for a second, these unique guys suck. Really, really suck. Okay. Once more. Don't kill me. I'm... Bad ball. Bad ball. Hi, how you doing? You are the sword? If dodging that was a little more reliable, I wouldn't mind it as much, but dodging that is shaky hell. Nope, 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 nope. I'm over here now. Nope. Nope. Give me a new golem. Good, thanks. You keep that up. We'll keep fighting in a second. Where are you? There you are. Hello, Sin. I'm gonna grab that. And nothing else is important to me. But, hi. You, you seem pretty chill. For a dude who just popped out of a dude that just popped out of a dude.
I am Sin, the Forgotten One. Would that humanity could forget all of my kind. Perhaps with your help, that might still come to pass. For now, the blinding light has been dimmed, and darkness floods in to fill the void. The desperate and depraved set a feast for their lord incumbent, Kitava, the Ravenous One. Should Kitava accept their invitation, there is but one thin sliver of hope for us all. My brother's sign of purity. Look to it in the choking passages of Templar reverence. It shall be your torch when night falls at last.
What? What? Wait, the sign up here, what?
Deep in the Templar's ossuary, in the company of the dead, there lies the sign of purity. Innocence bled himself for the creation of that cruel and desperate weapon. Tempered in his own ruby ichor, it was forged to be a transcendent tool of punishment and purification. The sign is a living agent of righteousness, or at least the dubious kind of righteousness that my brother subscribes to. Innocence found in the first High Templar a most faithful servant, and gifted the sign to him so that it might be used in times of great need. The great need of Innocence believers, that is. Humanity's general well-being has never been of particular concern to my brother.
But you're the guy with the bad name, you're Sin. Why do you like people? Also,
Though I am a god, I have not forgotten my humanity. I care for that which I once was. Kitava remembers nothing and cares for nothing but his own hunger and greed. He is an endless pit of gnashing teeth and churning guts.
no, we've been in the, that's called
While
the
other
beast.
gods rise on the mainland and fight for the meager scraps of what was, Kitava has the most fecund and formidable civilization of his age at his disposal. He can feed when he likes, and he grows ever stronger with each morsel. All of Oriath shall soon belong to Kitava, and if that happens, he will rise beyond even our reach.
I think when he says mainland, he means Rayclast, which is his home, which is where we're gonna meet every other god in existence. And what of your brother, Sin?
He lives, after a fashion. That pretentious little vessel of his served only to encourage his divine follies. I have procured him a more sensible host, one that should contain his excesses and temper that fragile ego of his. Hear this, brother. From mind of lead to heart of gold, your soul shall be bound, your wrath shall grow cold.
That was a ye old style curse. That right there is the thing that you write in your Bible. That's what that was. Never be said that Sin is not one for play. Also, still like how he holds the sign. And Kitava.
I am Sin.
Oh, okay, you're starting that conversation again.
Should Kitava accept?
Bye. So this is still this. But,
What in damnation have you done?
we'll talk to Bannon in a second. You notice the place we came from is no longer what it was. Hi, who are you?
You've destroyed him, and yet I hear the voice of innocence, begging for our forgiveness, asking for our help. You and I. I heard him the moment the High Templar fell, whispering inside my damn skull, his heart beating within my chest. Innocence protects us now, holds fast the door against the murderous tide that rushes to meet us. He wants you to pass through that door, to bring order to the chaos beyond. I don't understand any of this. Moments ago, I was just a soldier obeying his High Templar, Bannon the Nobody. Now, my God lays inside my head, telling me to let you through that door and to make my way to Overseer's Tower, if it still stands. It does? All right. I don't know what's waiting for you out there, but should you survive it, I'll see you at Overseer's Tower. You've destroyed him.
Okay. Okay, he's gonna start that talk again. So, there's Bannon. He's cool. I really like Bannon. Bannon is cool. But, you know, this is now a mystery zone. This is now a mystery zone. Now, this is the Torched Courts now. And who knows what happened to Oriath Square. We are making waves, and this is something I really like about this act. Very tangible change in the zone while we've been busy solving the world's problems. And let's come back here. Oh, look, Atuku is gone. Imagine that. So welcome to here, Bannon.
We're glad you made it. No, damn it all, that's just too strange to abide. I'm glad you made it. And innocence tells me I need to keep helping you. So that's what I'm going to do. I know my way around weapons and armor, and all things Templar if you should want for further enlightenment on that subject. As for innocence, I don't know. Sometimes he makes sense, other times he's a shattered god, but he'll heal. I'll make sure of that.
See, that's what I...
Lani's told me a little about Utula and his cult of Kitava. Enough to know what Utula's got planned. Bring about the fall of one god so he can raise up one of his own. And this Kitava, from what fragments I can piece together from innocence, he's not the benevolent kind. Please, find Utula and stop him. I'm not saying this because I want to put innocence back on his divine throne. I'm saying this because Oriath is my home. It's made some mistakes, but it doesn't deserve the fate that Utula has in mind.
There should be...
Lani's told me a little about it.
So, with Tulu leaving, Bannon has taken over as being our military shop. Okay, yeah, those are worse than the... Never mind what I was going on earlier about that then. Those are the same tiers as the satin slippers, more or less. I feel silly. The fencer helm. I like these claws. These are some of my favorite looking claws in the game. You don't have anything too fun, right? That's really good. 5 sockets. I'm poking my head in 5 sockets. Seeing. Yeah, So Sin took what little bit of innocence was left in existence and put him in Bannon's head.
Good luck out there.
This, as far as we care, and as far as even he cared before this happened, he was a mook. Now he's a god in his head. He doesn't like it, but he's gonna play his long life to the best of his abilities.
Yes, what is it?
So much
Now,
talking.
where was I?
But time for the important present, if this hasn't changed. Well. On the plus side, getting back is easy. do 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 do. Hello, Jensen. Didn't you just... God damn it. Lonnie?
You deserve recognition for what you have done. You've freed us from Templar oppression. Yet I fear you may have defeated the lesser of two evils. Still, take something. You'll be needing it in the dark times to come.
Holy jewels. Hey look, it's hazardous research again. So this is a lot. Of well, that's a neat effect. Arm. So I could get another one of these, which would reduce spark even more, but I get 2 more sparks. That'd be cool. I don't care. Freaking frostblades. So that needed a gem. Nice shot. Shrapnel shot. Okay, these aren't as good as I want. But... yeah. Guaranteed one of these jewels. Right here. Ring of Blades is really good too, if you do have that. I'll go ahead and take the hazardous research.
Once Kitava
I
has
can use
gobbled
that.
up every scrap of Oriathan flesh, sucked every Oriathan bone dry of marrow, he'll turn his endless hunger to Namakanui and the whole Karui archipelago. As you know, the Karui will fight, and they'll fight hard, but they're going to need all the help they can get. And I know of 3 treasures that might just make the difference. They were taken when the Templar raided Namakanui. A whip woven of Hinekora's hair. A tooth that Tukohama ripped from his own mouth. A fishhook that was once the jawbone of Valakor. Together, they're known as Kitava's torments, and lie within the reliquary that borders Oriath Square. I saw them with my own eyes when delivering messages to the scholars there. Please, go to the reliquary and claim those treasures before Kitava's children do.
A small, almost minuscule weakness that she wants to... if she can get any ace in the hole that she can for her people, she will grab it. And it's something. She doesn't get a page 2, sadly. In the beta, she actually sold those
We live in
jewels
interesting times, all right.
after this quest.
Innocence blesses your journey.
Thanks, Bannon. Thanks, Innocence. Because I know you actually speak for him. So hey, let's get more lightning damage and 2 more projectiles on Spark. So that Spark goes from 8 projectiles to 10 projectiles. Although they only last for 1.15 seconds in that first hit. I do want to replace one of these at some point. I do not like that shorter duration. Although the, even after all the... in fact, actually with the additional lightning damage and all my passives and stuff, we're actually to a point where this is rounded over to dealing respectable damage even after when cast when damage taken is still cutting it in half. That being said, I need to take 800 damage for cast when damage taken procs. That is more than my... for 2 procs, that's more than my max health. That's unfortunate. Kinda hitting that point where I'm getting some serious diminishing returns there. That's okay. It's not ideal in the slightest, but it's okay. We'll manage. Got a lot of sturgeons. Except for Oh, that's because you're not even magical. Let's fix that. And then we'll do talkie time, and then we'll wrap it up. Oop. I don't have no minions. Plus 20 maximum charges actually isn't bad. But no. 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 I don't like reducing the amount recovered on these. It's so bad. Why am I struggling so much for alts? Is that unidentified to get more alts? It might be. Huh. Excuse the yawn. I'll add this to my pretty flask pile. Set this over here. If I had a hollowed mana flask, I think I can make colossal hybrids with a orb of linking. But okay, who's ready for a lore dump? Bennett's had the most happen to him, definitely. The man has a god in his head. But we'll work our way up this time.
Hello.
So, what's up with Utula?
I can't yet begin to unpick the lies that Utula has told us. But this piece of truth I do have. Utula sensed that very moment when you struck your final blow, when you broke the Templar's power. He turned to me and told me this. Now our king comes to us. He'll be hungry, so very hungry. I shall prepare him a feast. Then he gathered his followers and left. Where's he gone? Oriath Square. You won't need directions. Just follow the screams.
Okay, what do you think of Bannon?
Bannon is unexpected. At least, he's not the sort of Templar that I'm used to dealing with. His ideas about innocence almost make sense to me. The way he worships innocence and receives such power in return, it's like his devotion actually brings out the best in his god. But how is that possible? A god is a god. They bless us and they punish us, not the other way around. Yet for Bannon, somehow it's different.
So, Bannon is now a typical cleric of sorts, but also a exalted one, but also he's weird. She's not wrong, he's weird. In fact, Innocence's situation before was weird, because, you know, he was possessing the High Templar before rupturing from him in a surge of glory that we then killed and essentially pulled, I guess, Sin out of. I don't know. Sin. Okay, the who's the what's?
The King's Feast is an ancient ritual born of less enlightened times. Long before the Karui followed the way, one tribe would conquer another and a feast would be prepared for the triumphant king. The main dishes of this feast were selected carefully for the sweetness of their nature and the tenderness of their flesh. You see, when the conquered fills the belly of the conqueror, two tribes become one. And that's what's happening out there in Theopolis right now. The tribe of Kitava is feeding upon the tribe of Oriath, and the feast won't end until two tribes become one.
You...
Remember what Utula said about Kitava? He is the tormented one, destined to rise up from the darkness, and we, his children, rise with him. It was there all along, in eyes too bright and smiles too wide. Cunning concealed by kindness. Conquest wearing the mask of freedom. I didn't see it because I was looking for something else. Hope. The cult only wanted what it's always wanted. to be born again in their father's image. They are Kitava's children, the first of his tribe. Unless you do something about it, they won't be the last.
And that'll be the quest dialogue again.
For freedom.
So yeah, Lonnie was not in cahoots with this. She is too highborn, per se, to know the true machinations. He didn't divulge that information. Not to Orioth and scum like her, even if she does share his blood. Are you a witch? I like how the witch holds two-handed swords in town. Valenta,
Hello.
what's up with the Tula?
I told you so. What more need I say?
And Bannon?
Bannon claims that a god now lives inside his head and talks to him. What's more common? Divine possession or insanity? I'll leave you to calculate the odds.
Remember, this is someone who worked with piety, like, as a living. It was her job. That's how she thought. So, this kind of stuff, not in her line of... It wasn't tangible until now. The beast's thaumatic influence was. What do you know of the sign of purity?
The sign of purity, yes. A discry staff that piety sent me to study at one point. Apparently it was a gift from innocence to the first High Templar, Maxarius. Dominus couldn't even bear to touch the thing, so he had it locked up in the ossuary. Quite reactive behavior for a man of such formidable intellect. Yet now it's making a little more sense. The staff was certainly able to conduct and store energy, yet remained inert when I applied corruption to it. It must only respond to divine energy, and with corruption and divinity being diametrically opposed, it's no wonder that my experiments failed to excite the thing. Meaning, if the sign of purity is a repository for the power of innocence, Dominus could never have wielded it, being steeped as he was in the opposing power of the beast. You, though, you're a different matter entirely.
We killed the beast, so what we're steeped in isn't integral to us. We're just covered in his blood. You remember that night shower. Sin is pretty sure it won't murder us. Sin has a pretty intrinsic link to innocence, and as such, innocence's sign of purity. I hope it doesn't decide to kill us.
People have talked about the return of the gods since the birth of Orioth. It's a gambit employed by charlatans to fleece the weak-minded and morally desperate. Or so it seemed. Avarius and his Templar drones now greet the dawn filled with power and glorious purpose. Kitava has risen from whatever ethereal cesspit he's been hiding in for the last few millennia. So what let the cats out of their proverbial bags? I'm a scholar, not a prophet. Yet there's one occurrence that absolutely reeks with evidential causality. You killed the beast.
She's still not... She's convinced we fucked up. By the way, we fucked up. Okay, and what do you think of this innocence? The second bandit said?
You really don't have a strong grip on cause and effect, do you?
Well, I do.
Things
but...
replace other things. It's the most fundamental of laws. The larger the thing you remove, the bigger the rush to fill the space it's left behind. Innocence was the nexus of power in Orioth. Remove him, and something of equal or greater power was always going to take his spot. Any idiot could have predicted that Kitava was going to be that something. Unless, of course, you thought it was going to be you.
Nah. I just like making massive power voids and seeing what happens. It's fun. And what's this with Chittis?
Dominus adopted Chittis Cathedral as his personal laboratory. He decked it out with everything his miraculous mind could conceive of. His great work in Psalm, that which you destroyed, it all began there. Now, where was I?
Hello.
Well, he doesn't have anything to add.
I'll see what I can do for you.
So, Bannon, what do you think of Overseer's Tower here?
I'm having a little trouble explaining it myself. I've never been the most devout of men, especially for a Templar, more of a soldier than a believer. But now, Innocence himself rests within me. His voice is weak, barely a whisper, yet still he has the power to keep us safe from Kitava's hunger. At least for now. For my part, I'm simply grateful. Grateful that I have a god watching my back, and grateful that he's given me the power to watch others in return.
Yeah, the implication that I think they want to establish here is, while we're off saving the world, Bannon is saving our town by single-handedly slaughtering anyone who tries to actually breach this tower that is not aligned with our cause. He's got divine intervention to help make sure he knows who's aligned with our cause. So, before, Innocence was giving the Templars power. That's why they could actually, kick my ass, despite the fact that I had literally killed the beast. They were super buffed up on, oh, my god's back. Ooh, yeah, time for being devout to kick ass. And now, we took that big devout of kick ass, we killed it, kinda. We smacked it upside the head and said, bitch, please. And it was like, oh no, all my brother's here. Brother, why? And, so Sin shoved him in Bannon. And now Bannon is an uber badass. Apparently. In a man of practicality, he's using it to do good. Good on him.
For a long time now, I thought my god's intentions were being twisted by his supposed servants. Did I speak up? No. The pyre would have been my only answer. I did what I was told and drew the lines of morality where I could. Now I understand the truth. It wasn't Innocence's intention being twisted. It was Innocence himself, perverted by the selfish convictions of the men and women who worshipped him. A god answers to the believer, as the believer answers to their god.
Bannon is in a unique position to have that view as someone who has the god literally in his head talking to them. That's actually in a lot of ways like Final Fantasy XIV's Primals. But the implication is a god is not just who they also are what they're built up to be. We knocked Innocence down a peg, so he needs to be built up again. Sin has entrusted that to Bannon to help Innocence find his new identity, his new aspiration, his new being, essentially. I'm theory crafting here. I have no idea. I'm not an official lore writer. I'm having fun with plot here, though, and learning and theory crafting. This is what I do in my free time. So, well, you know the sign of purity?
A sign of purity. Let's see. A staff, bathed in innocent blood. No. Sorry, bathed in the blood of Innocence. Yes, Innocence gave a part of his divine self to the thing, and gifted it to the Templar. Now that I recall, I read a tome about it when I was a cadet. Bloody long time ago. I skipped most of the boring pages, so only remember the bit where High Templar Maxarius smote with flame the army of the faithless, with one ray of its hallowing light. The book's words, not mine. Outside of my humble flesh, the sign of purity is about all that's left of Innocence.
I just want to say I really appreciate as a cadet, I skipped all the boring parts, but there's this really cool line that stuck with me. It's little things like that make his character feels all the more real. When you're a soldier in training, you're not here to read, you're here to learn how to hit things. And here's a passage about a guy using the power of a god to kill people. Lots of bad people. Awesome. Wait, so what's the difference? %. $13, $30, $60, $100. No, is it? Wait, what? Okay, so of a oh my goodness, that is to establish. Yeah. But what that does is, the normal Doom Fletch is gain 110% of both physical damage, of extra damage of an element. It will randomly choose between one of the three with every, like, check, we'll say. The Prism is extra damage of each element, meaning you're getting 110% fire and 110% ice and 110% lightning. That makes so much sense. It's a mace of no. Sorry, I got distracted by being a player and not a caster. Sorry, chat. Yeah, if anyone's there, I have explained my situation. As a okay, Bannon, tell me about the ossuary.
Devotion should be honored, I suppose. For centuries now, the Templar have boiled the flesh and skin from the devout and presented the polished remains for public appreciation in the ossuary. Personally, I think it's one of the better ways to remember those who have gone before us. To touch the bones is to remember neither the legend, the legacy, nor the lies. It reminds you that those bones belong to a man or woman who was just like any other man or woman.
Okay, let's run through that one again, because that, I want to make sense of that.
Devotion should be honored, I suppose. For centuries now, the Templar have boiled the flesh and skin from the devout and presented the polished remains for public appreciation in the ossuary. Personally, I I think it's one of the better ways to remember those who have gone before us. To touch the bones is to remember neither the legend, the legacy, nor the lies.
So the ossuary is like a museum, but it's a bone museum, which is a lot of what's in a museum. I'm trying to pay attention to global again. My mind is trying to be in too many places at once. I need to take a break because I'm starting to get really scattered. But yeah, so sorry, bones of significance. Bannon likes it because it gives you something to hold and go. This was a person who was a person. Cool. Oh, by the way, what do you think of our friends?
I'd be lying if I said my hands were clean of slavery's blood. I was a soldier. I went where Dominus ordered me to go. I sailed with the expedition to Ngamakanui, killed Karui warriors, and rounded up Karui captives like every other bastard in a Templar uniform. So I don't blame Lonnie for wanting to take back her freedom, and I don't blame her for believing Utula's lies either. I certainly swallowed enough of Dominus's falsities to sicken my soul. It's what we do now that matters. I can see that Lonnie's heart is in the right place, and for once in my damned life, so is mine.
They're gonna get along swimmingly. Hello, Sniffles. How are you? And what do you think of Valenta?
To be perfectly honest with you, I don't trust her. Yeah, I've got my reasons. Piety kept her work pretty quiet, but her results were brutally clear. The people she took, the people she changed. Slaves, mostly, and a few enemies of God. Enemies of bloody Dominus, more like it. I don't go in for black and white definitions of good and evil, but with Piety in her ilk, I make an exception. Whatever's lurking inside Violenta, it ain't good. Not by a long shot.
I wonder what Innocence thinks of that, considering some of those acts were made in his name. I came in, I'm like, wait, I want to make a look for chromatics before we cut. But that will be the end of this session. If you're still watching this video, when it goes up on YouTube or in the VOD, you can go away now. I've been done doing anything exciting for a while now. I've been wind down for who knows how long. Thank you for watching. I know there's like nobody actively here. Anyone who is, hey, thanks. How? And where? And why you no talk in my chat? And that's a bat with snails in it. That is a level 38 club. Good job. It's a nice dagger. I like that design. I just really like how a lot of the weapons in this game look. The sled scepter. It's battle sword. Yeah, that's a sword for battle. That's a hammer. It's also a hammer. Anyway.
Innocence forgives you.
Thank you, Ban. Thank you, Innocence. And thank you, Bannon, for relaying Innocence's thoughts. Or words. Or intentions. It's complicated.